Hey, everybody, it's the Christmas season, so you know what that means. It's John with another 10-ish minute review. See how I worked in the holiday with my 10-ish minute review? It's just what I do because I think I mentioned in the last episode, sharing is caring. And I am here to share what I think of a certain movie. Now, I want to give you a heads up. We just put PAA, on the big show. So if you haven't seen that, please take a look at it, okay? And for this one, again, I didn't go off the wheel. This is a movie that, especially, I don't know if it's OO or 00 Catan. OO Catan or 00 Catan has been begging me to watch this movie and is telling me it is the greatest love story ever put on film. Pretty bold statement, if you ask me. So, because he's been so persistent and he's a very loyal viewer, I decided to review his choice, Veer Zaara, 2004. So this is Shar Ruhk Khan, SRK. I said, okay, I'm gonna watch it. It was directed by Yash Chopra. It stars Shah Rukh Khan, Prity G Zinta, Rani Mukerji, who I saw in Talaash, Bowman Arani, who I've become to get to know from Three Idiots, the Dawn movies, from a bunch of movies. I've seen him in a lot of stuff. Anupam Kher, who's in A Wednesday Baby in Special 26, and the biggest name in Indian cinema, who I just saw in Amitabh Bachchan. I saw him in Pink, Sholay. I've seen him in a lot of stuff. He's got a pretty cool cameo in this film. Sorry for the shaky. I still don't have my good camera. I'm using my iPhone on a tripod, so that's why every now and then see it wobbles a little bit. I apologize for that. I hope it looks all right. Okay, so opening salvo of what I thought about the film. Um, I really liked Shah Rukh Khan because again, this is in 2004, and he had three films that came out in 2004. It was this, it was Swades, and it was another film I've never heard of. So apparently, this was a big year for SRK, and he was good in this because he was again, and this has been my one thing about him versus Amir Khan. He's a little bigger than life. Not that that's I'm not saying that's not a bad thing, but he's definitely a personality. In this film, a much more grounded, which I like. Okay. Now, as far as the greatest love story ever put on film, I don't know about that. Now, you're going to ask me what's the greatest love story. I can't answer that either. I mean, When Harry Met Sally is right up there for me with one of the best ever. But let's talk a little bit about the film. Okay, so first of all, when they opened it, I don't know if they did this purposely or what, but it looked like if you've ever seen The Sound of Music, when Julie Andrews is in the mountains and the hills are alive. That's how they started this film with him, and it was beautiful. Like the scene, the greenery was gorgeous. Now, what happens in this scene? It's a very light, beautiful opening scene, and him and another woman are running through this greenery, right? And it's beautiful, and they come to a road where they start to head towards each other and spoiler alert, bam, she gets killed. And I was like, what the hell is going on with this movie? Well, then he wakes up from a dream. And then you realize he's a prisoner and he's been in prison for 22 years. And a little FYI, I'm sure most of you know this, that everything that was shot in the prison was shot in one day. One day. Pretty good. Do I think the wig he wore was really realistic? I do not. Because SRK has gorgeous hair. You know that. I'm very jealous of it. Most of these Indian actors have beautiful hair. I don't have beautiful hair. I think I have pretty good hair, but not beautiful hair. So now he meets this lawyer. Her name is Samia, and she wants to free him. And this lawyer is based on a Pakistani human rights activist, Asma Jenhagir. And let me say something about the actress who played Samaya. Um, Her and the lead woman, um, their eyes, those light brown eyes or gold eyes, I guess they are, absolutely beautiful. But that reporter was gorgeous. I mean, like just beautiful. And she's trying to get him out of prison, and he won't talk to anybody. So she brings up his real name because now he's only known as prisoner 786. Okay, and there's some significance to that, which I'll get to. So she uses his real name, Veer, Veer Singh, Veer something Singh. And now he's talking to her. Now he gives her a flashback and explains why he's in the situation he is. That's when they do Zara's entrance. And this was something I haven't seen in a lot of Indian films where they give the leading lady the opening that they usually give the men. And it was a great opening, beautiful entrance song. The purpose of the song was to show that she runs a little counterculture. She's a little more free spirit than is probably what people her family likes. So that really set the tone for her. So then they go back to Shah Rukh Khan, who's this helicopter pilot, and they're rescuing people. And he ends up saving her because she is from Pakistan and she's in India, and she is returning her grandmother's ashes, who was an Indian but was living in Pakistan. And she promised the grandmother on her deathbed that she would do this. So she does it. She's got the ashes in her backpack. The bus goes over a cliff. He's got to rescue him in the helicopter, her in the helicopter, rescues her. She leaves the bag. She starts screaming. She gets the bag. Now she hates him. How's that for a synopsis? Now she explains what happened, and now he wants to take her out. So they do this big musical number at a fair, very colorful, and it was big. It's called "That's My Country," and it was about Pakistan and India, each of their countries. And in it, there's a guy who sings a song. His name's Gurdas Mann, and I guess he actually sang his own part because he's a singer, unlike most everyone else in these movies. And what I find interesting about Shah Rukh Khan, and you guys tell me about this or not. Now, from what I understand, Pakistan and India, there is an adversarial relationship. And in all these Shah Rukh Khan movies, he is always, the message is always that Pakistan and India are the same and we should all get along. Because even the people running the prison, the Pakistani prison, weren't bad. Like you would think if you're showing, like when we show Nazis, right? There's not good Nazis, okay? And you expect that Pakistan, because they've wrongly imprisoned them for 22 years, you think they're going to be awful. Well, they're not. They're actually nice to him, and they kind of respect them because 786 means man of God, which kind of changed his guard. So that's something interesting that he does in well, this is 2004. So I've seen it in his later films. So this is a reoccurring message for him. So is he trying to bring the two countries together in peace and harmony? Is that what he's trying to do? And has he succeeded? I guess is my big question. So now they're going to spread the ashes, and they're going to spread them in a river in India. And they can't do the ritual that is normally done, a prayer ritual, because she's Muslim, even though the ashes are Indian. And Shah Rukh Khan talks to the priest, and the priest is overwhelmed by her willingness to do this and allows her to do the ritual, and they spread the ashes in a beautiful scene on the water. Now he takes her, now that they've got a little connection here, because she's supposed to go right back to Pakistan. She doesn't, because she's supposed to get married. I'm not doing a good job explaining the story, but anyway, so now we meet his family, and who's the father? Amitabh Bachchan, who's playing field hockey. I don't know if you guys call it field hockey, but it was definitely playing field hockey. Then they show him on a bike. That actor likes to ride bikes, okay? And I really like this, even though it was a very small part. He did a cameo. It was, he's always, his later movies, because that's what I've seen him in other than Sholay. He's very serious and commanding. And in this, he was like kind of carefree, great personality. And she ends up, because he's got his mindset on what women should do and shouldn't do. Well, she convinces him otherwise. And that was a great scene, because now they do this big scene, the Lights of Lori, where they start whacking each other with sugar cane or something. But that scene was beautiful too, really well done. And then now they're going to part, right? Now they're in love with each other. Because in Indian movies, you fall in love without ever kissing. without really touching, just looking longingly in another person's eyes with a little tears, not tears, but watery eyes. Here, wait, let me ready. Okay, I didn't get the watery eyes, but you get the picture. So she's leaving, he's leaving, and there's this big love song at the train station that, and the lyrics to all the Indian songs, are right on point. It's always got to do with the story. So now they do this. She's going to get married because she's engaged, right? She doesn't want to marry the guy, but she has to for family. But they do this musical number at the wedding where she's fantasizing about SRK, where he's there. So he finally does show up at the wedding, and it's this scene, and I don't know where it is. It's a temple of some kind, and there's like a walkway with water on either side, and it's pouring rain. Because again, in India, that's a big deal doing these scenes in the rain, and it was effective. But so she leaves her betrothed and goes right to him, and they hug, and everyone realizes, well, they're in love. Now, the next scene is the father's on his deathbed. They didn't show that, but he's like, and then it comes across, if you don't marry this guy and marry Shah Rukh Khan, the father will die. Now, that's a lot of pressure on Zara, right? So they, so, so now he's going to run away with her. But her mother confronts him at the old fort in Delhi, which is a very powerful scene. And she explains to Veer that they can't get married. Here's the reasons why. I found that to be a little melodramatic. They did close-ups, one reaction, one reaction. You hear the music. I found that a little melodramatic, but she did convince him to leave. So he's gonna meet with her and tell Zara that they can't get married, which happens, and it's a very dramatic scene, very powerful. Um, so now he's going back, right? He's crushed. He loves her. She loves him. Well, the fiance rigs it so he gets arrested. They're saying he's a spy for Raw, and I knew who Raw was because I've seen these movies. And then he said the fiance tells him if you love Czar, the real test of love is to sign this document that says you are a spy, because if you don't, her life will be ruined. If you do, her life will be paradise. It's your choice. That's why he's in jail for 22 years. So now the lawyer finds this out. Now we flash forward. Now the last third of the movie is a courtroom drama. 22 years later. Now, one critique I have: the age makeup of Shah Rukh Khan and of the actress who played Zara. They sprinkle a little gray hair. They put a line or two, but they didn't look 22 years older. They looked like 5 years older with gray hair. Small complaint, but it is a critique. They did do one scene, though, that was really effective. When they finally reconnected in the courtroom, they kept switching back from their younger versions to their current versions. I thought that was great. I really did like that. So they go to court, and of course, Samia is she's going against her mentor, and he's kind of a dick. Okay, and this is the guy from Wednesday, a guy I really like. And now, again, another small critique: the courtroom scene goes very fast, and it's not. I don't know. It's hard to say. The prosecution does an opening statement. She does an opening statement. They have like two witnesses, and boom, that's it. Three witnesses, whatever it is, and it's over. And he gets exonerated, so he gets to go free. Well, they also, and the reason why he gets to go free is she goes back to Pakistan and finds. No, wait a minute. Pakistan or India? No, she goes back to India because Zara is living in the father's old place, if I remember it. And she finds her, and that's when she finds out Zara never married that guy. So Shah Rukh Khan's been in jail. Veer's been in jail for 22 years, and for no reason, because she never married the guy. So that's the ultimate witness, because she was there when all of it happened, and she knows he's not a spy. So now I'm sorry, I did jump ahead of something before the not guilty verdict or the freedom, whatever you want to call it. Shah Rukh Khan does his monologue, and it's a few minutes long. Because do you have anything you want to say before we render a verdict? And he does this monologue, and it's a beautiful monologue. He does it brilliantly, and I read it was done in one take. So kudos to Shah Rukh Khan, okay? Because I know Amir Khan would do that way. Okay, I didn't expect it from SRK, but he did it, and it was really, really good. So then one of the last scenes is it's very dramatic. He's crossing the border from Pakistan to India, and they really draw it out. He kisses the border. It's very melodramatic. So they're going to be together. And then the last scene, and here's my question to all of you, and I need an answer in the comment section. Samia goes to a grave site, and the tombstone she looks at is Manor Ali Siddiqui. I assume that's her father. But am I missing something? Is there a connection between him and Shah Rukh Khan? Like, why did she even take on the case? How did she even know about it? How did she know his real name? And I just don't remember anything that connected to that name. I even looked it up online, and there's no connection. It's not even listed in the credits. So is it just a daughter going to see the father and kind of like, look what I did. I freed him. Let me know in the comment section. And finally, this was the relationship of these two were called a love legend. A love legend. So how many Ladus do I give it? Well, I'm going to give it 3 Ladus. I wasn't blown away by it. I liked it. I liked the performances. Once again, I felt unnecessarily long. I'll give you a perfect example. When they reunite in the courtroom scene, they do flashbacks for about 5 minutes of scenes you've already seen. Not like new stuff. The same scenes you've seen during the flashbacks earlier, you see again. I didn't think it was necessary. I thought that when they got together and they kept switching from young to old, I thought that was really effective. I will say that the performances were really good across the board. The cameos, I enjoyed all of them. And once again, I am a big fan of Shah Rukh Khan. This Shah Rukh Khan. Let me rephrase that, because I love the Pathaan, Jawan, the Tiger 3, where he had a cameo. I love that Shah Rukh Khan too. Okay, love that character. I love that personality. But I do enjoy when he does some real acting, and this was real acting, and I did really like that, and I'm becoming a much bigger fan of him. He's just got that. Obviously, he's got that special something, right? He really does. And Amitabh Bachchan, I'm starting to see a lot more stuff for him. We just watched Pa with him in it, which again, I really liked him. I didn't like the movie. I really liked him. So anyway, that's what I think. 3 Ladus. Greatest love story ever? I think not. Now, that doesn't mean, if you want to think that, you can think it. I know this movie did huge box office. The songs itself were phenomenal. They did really, really well. So that's my take on that. So don't hate me because I didn't think it was the best, but I did enjoy it. So I'm glad that you made me watch it. Okay. I don't know what I'm going to do next. Okay. So, we'll see. I still have got about 4 films left off the movies that didn't make the viewer wheel, but we still want to do. And also, just to let you know, on the big show, we're going to start slowing down a little bit because the guys are getting a little, it's too much. So I think we're going to do a couple of our regular movies, then one Indian film, and kind of switch back and forth. But whether you care or not, and you probably don't, I'm going to continue to do the 10ish-Minute reviews because I really enjoy it. And I do enjoy 90% of the movies that I'm watching. Okay. Not all of them, because that would be a lie, but I am enjoying most of the movies. So I'm going to keep it going. And I told them, look, if I do a movie that I think you guys would like, would one of you like to come on and do like a 20ish-Minute review? And they agreed to that. So just keep an eye out for that. And you know why I do that? Because the fact that you guys subscribe, you hit the notification button, you even now and then smash that like button. That's why I do it. Okay. This is probably going to be the last one. I'm not 100% sure, but the last one before Christmas. So to all of you, I hope you have a Merry Christmas if indeed you celebrate that. And this is my little Christmas gift to you. No, last week was my Christmas gift to you. I don't know. Have you seen Godzilla yet? I know it doesn't play a lot in India. You got to go see it. It was so good. I cannot tell you. All right. That's it. Listen, everybody, thanks again for watching. Thanks again for your continuing support. And I love hearing your comments in the comment section. I'll say one more time, if there's a movie that I can review that would get a lot of hits that I can watch, okay? I got to be able to stream it, or it's got to be in a local theater. Give me a suggestion, okay? I'm open to it. I'm willing to give it a shot, okay? That's how I roll. All right, everybody, thanks for watching, and please